AI is an interesting tool. I know there's a lot of hoopla about AI. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of joy.
If you have a vision, you're lucky to even get close to it.
I've seen generative AI as the next hill.
I see AI as a concept that's going to inspire people to be more creative. Look at what it's doing for the general population. It's inspiring another whole new generation of artists, just as digital has inspired a new generation of artists. I look at it as a form of a very fancy calculator. It gives me ideas. My background is kind of varied, so I'm pulling together drawing, painting, photography, and 3D. I wanted to use my skill sets to bring my piece together. I didn't want to rely completely on AI. And I use AI to use different human forms, different concepts of textures and abstractions. I think it came out pretty well. I think it came out very, very well. I created it quicker than I thought I would. The Abyss allowed me to explore abstract concepts of what that abyss could be, what it could mean. The Abyss could be regrets in our lives, right? Abyss could be addictions in our lives. It can mean many things to many people. So it allowed me the opportunity to kind of explore the piece in a very abstract way.
The piece I put into this show is titled The Gift of Entropy. When studying entropy in physics, I recognized that entropy is the death sentence for humanity. It's actually the death sentence for the universe. When I realized that, I thought, well, that's the same thing as the apple in the biblical story of the Garden of Eden. And then there's a mathematical poem, nature is to the garden as the despot is to the slave. There's a QR code on the wall next to my piece that brings up a paper that I published recently at the Bridges Conference of Mathematics and Art that gets into a lot of the technical jargon, but basically what I just told you is the easiest way to approach that piece. As far as AI is concerned, so I was trying to get the AI to give me a snake in the Garden of Eden with an apple in its mouth, and it just would not do it. Finally, all I could do was to get a snake in a garden. And so, but the snake had huge, incredible teeth, and Midjourney does a lot of things that's over the top, and the teeth were horrible. So I just photoshopped the teeth out and then photoshopped the apple into the mouth, and then brought in the text and then extended the background and worked on building the shadows and everything to make that apple look real, like it's in the mouth of the snake. That's really the artistic part of it, is knowing how something looks, so you can build shadows and make it look real. I thought it turned out really well. It's a strong piece. When you ponder what it's talking about, these are some very heavy and interesting issues.
I actually have a paired piece. One is an original photograph called I Wish You Were Me, and the other one is I Wish You Were Me Reimagined. It's a little bit didactic, it's a little bit teaching what does one do with a good photo if one wants to repurpose it. In that sense, I used Stable Diffusion, one of the more advanced generative AI models, to come up with some additional framing or repurposing, or what I'd like to say, some crud, that I could then take back into Photoshop and blend it with the original. Takes me to a place that is a surprise, things I would have never thought of doing before with that particular photograph or other photographs. For the last year or so, I've been using a variety of different generative AI models beyond Stable Diffusion to kind of rethink what it is art's about, what my art is about.
I wanted AI to inspire me so that I can use my skill sets that I've developed over years to pull together something that's my own.
If you can get a piece that gets a life of its own and takes you places that you didn't expect, that's a successful piece.
Generative AI offers that kind of a different way of looking at one's own work or other art as well. There are a lot of surprise factors in it, and a lot of maybe wrong turns, things that are cartoonish in a way where they might come up with six fingers. Well, maybe six fingers actually is okay. So it's really more about rethinking how we vision art and how we get there.